They envy you because you're powerful. You're powerful. And it's not a regular powerful. Like, there's all types of power out there that people hold within themselves. But the power that you have, it's the power to shake up chaos. It's the power to unleash people from illusions. It's the power that feels like seeing God in real life and the light's too bright. That's why they envy you. That's why they want what you have, but they can't get it. Because you're just born with it, baby.
If black people were so powerful, how did the Europeans conquer us? That's actually a good question. I read so many different stories over the years about how the Europeans conquered us, and it's always a different story. So now I'm no longer using anybody else's story. Once you are open-minded, you are aware that it could be anything. What if I told you the Europeans were devils in disguise? Because you got to remember that Africans showed the Europeans how to live life correctly. So if we're far more advanced than the Europeans, and we've been on this planet far longer than the Europeans, how did they find a way to conquer us? See what I'm saying? Now, what I'm about to say is not a fact. It's just me using my own common sense. That's all it is. You could call me crazy. You could call me whatever you want. But I honestly believe it's a possibility it played out this way. If you go back into history, for like example, the Moors, there was a point in time Europeans didn't know how to shower. They didn't know about hot food. They didn't know how to read or write. They didn't know anything. It was the black people that had to go and teach them how to live life. So for open-minded people, who's to say devils didn't disguise as humans and tricked us into giving away all our secrets? Remember what the Bible says about the devil, and remember, not everything in the Bible is fake. The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. Stop. Now let's be honest, who has been the one going around stealing, killing, and destroying for so long? Let's be real, who's been doing this? Who's been going to different countries for all these years starting war? Who's been going to different countries to steal their oil and other resources? Let's be real. So the devil is being described as somebody we all know. You see those pyramids in Egypt? That's the work of a god. God had to have been walking on this planet once upon a time. Gods. You could call it demonic or whatever you want, but based off what I see, gods were on this planet once upon a time. As well as Mali, as well as Sudan. We were kings and queens all over Africa in ancient times. All over Africa. So how did people that even know how to wipe their own ass correctly come and conquer us? I believe devils came to us looking for help, pretending like they were in desperate needs, and when we gave away all our secrets, they turned against us. Maybe we wasn't supposed to give away what we knew to the Europeans. These Europeans could tell you whatever you want. Black people, you are the chosen jewels of God. But like I said, it's all about being open-minded. People like this, oh, if you're gods, how did you get conquered? Oh, if black people are so tough, how did you get conquered? Closed-minded people might think you're crazy. But closed-minded people are also not thinking that this could be a possibility, that we're actually battling devils. Like I said, this is not a fact, but at least I'm putting the time to think about what happened. I'm running out of time. Follow for more.
If black people know exactly how powerful they are, if black people knew what was lost about them and that was hidden, so that you will not come to the comprehension of the power that was locked up on the inside of you, that when you come together as black people, the energy that flows around you is what the world need to be liberated. And that is what they don't want you to become. They don't want you to save the world. They don't want you to be the reference point whereby everything that humanity need is within you as a melanated person. This is what they knew about you, but you don't know. And a lot of time, you see, you antagonize yourself, you speak against yourself as a black person on the surface of the earth. There is an agenda, there is a plan so that you may not fully comprehend the power of unity. When you gather together, when you discover who you are, when you know the power that was locked up in the inside of you, so that A lot of things can be liberated, even you yourself. Welcome to my channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. Today's going to be very interesting because I have stories for you, videos by content creators that are so inspiring, so educative, so enlightening that you all need to listen to. Once you begin to understand who you are and the power within you and what capacity that you carry, I think liberation begins, struggles end, misunderstanding between folks, between brothers, hence credit belongs to original creator of every content to this episode. Guys, let's go watch and I'll be right back. Subscribe, like, and share if you love this great content. I'll be right back.
So white people will never leave black people alone, and I'm gonna tell you why. White society's obsession with black people isn't new, it's centuries old. If you think about slavery, colonialism, and exploitation, from the start, white wealth in America was built off the backs of black bodies. Sugar, cotton, tobacco, rice. This wasn't just economics, it was a system where white people's very identity was shaped around controlling and owning and watching black bodies. But here's the wild contradiction in all of this, right? While trying to dehumanize us, white culture has always been obsessed with us, right? They copied our music, our style, our language, our food, even our rhythm, all while denying us basic rights. Think about jazz and rock and hip hop and fashion, all born out of black genius, only to be taken, watered down, and sold back to the world with a white face on it. So why can't they just stay away? Because in a system that is built both on exploitation and envy, distance is impossible. White supremacy depends on keeping black people in place, close enough to use, control, or imitate, but never free enough to threaten the hierarchy. It's a sick paradox, fear and fascination at the same damn time. On a psychological level, it's projection. White folks will project their guilt, their fear, and their insecurities onto blackness, and then turn around and crave the very life, culture, and resilience they tried to destroy. It's like they want the sauce, but not the struggle. Now, to be real, not every white person acts like this, but the system, the way whiteness has defined itself against blackness, makes it so this obsession keeps resurfacing. Whether it's over policing or culture appropriation or trying to legislate our lives, it always comes back to the old need to dominate mixed with a quiet desire to be what they can't.
I don't know who this message is for. Some people starting to get afraid of you. Some people starting to get afraid of you because they didn't believe of what you said about yourself. You said that you are a child of God. You said that you are protected. You said that you are a chosen one. They didn't believe you. Everything you said about yourself, they laugh at you. They didn't believe you. But God starting to show them who you really are. They see it clearly. Clearly. Now they starting to believe on what you said about yourself. They're starting to get afraid of you. They're starting to get afraid of you. They said that you're not a good person. They think it's you because what they wanted to happen to you happening to them 10 times fold. They think that you are a witch. They think that you are a bad person. They think you did something to them which is not you. It's your protection. What they send to you, back to them. Every energy, every bad energy, bad intention, whatever they send to you, back to them 10 times fold. Now they think that you are not a human being, you are a witch, you are a devil. They don't know what to think about you anymore, because everything that they wished for you happening to them. Now they're starting to respect you. Some of them starting to leave you alone, because if they don't leave you alone, it's not gonna be good for them. It's not gonna be good for them. Some of them starting to believe in your power. They're starting to believe that you are not someone to mess with. They're starting to believe that you are not someone that they can mess with.
Black man and black woman, do you know these other nations fear you? What do I mean? They see us and they categorize us as a people who tear each other down, who kill each other, who steal from each other. But you want to know what they fear? They fear intellect. They fear black men and black women finally waking up and realizing who we are according to the scriptures. They fear black men and black women finally waking up and recognizing the power that we have. They fear us branching out and becoming our own bosses, starting our own businesses, creating our own companies. Did you know as a whole we are America's #1 consumers? All we do is buy, buy, buy. Very few of us actually own our own businesses. We consume more than anything. Did you know we have the power to put these other nations out of business? We stop buying and start creating our own businesses, like when we had Black Wall Street, and this place would fall and crumble. Think about the impact we'd have if only we'd wake up and just realize our strength.
Bro, if black people would act the same way as Chinese people do, they would be so much more powerful, so much more rich.
We're not Chinese. And that's not shade. That is history. Chinese people and black people, we both know what it means to survive empire and exploitation. Yes, but we did not live the same story. China was colonized. It was invaded. It was humiliated. But it stayed a nation. It was exploited. Yes, but it could rebuild. Black people were scattered, stolen, enslaved, turned into a global commodity. Our families' names, languages, they were gone. That's not a difference in genes. That's a difference in what was done to us. The Chinese had a country to return to. Black people had to build identity across cultures and borders that did not want us and made it known. So don't say we're not united. We've been divided by design. We were split by slavery, colonialism, capitalism, redlining, all systems meant to keep us from seeing our power. So no, we are not Chinese. We're black. We've been globalized through pain. We've also created culture, rhythm, and survival out of nothing. Our unity looks different, and it's not a flag. It's a frequency.
One of the things they did to black people all over the earth is the fact that they made you lose your language. When you lose the power of your language, then the power of unity is gone. The chance to be united is almost gone. The chance to be liberated is gone. The chance to give the information that will liberate you and the people coming behind you, it is gone. So they knew quite all right that when you come together in unity, it's powerful. It's going to liberate a lot of things. But they said, hey, let's change their tongue. Let's change their language so that when they come together, they will not be able to speak because they are divided in tongue. Another thing is that they divided black people by marking and certain landmark. Have you ever wondered that a lot of resources have been stolen from the black people, and as if that is not enough, They want the resources that you have never to profit you. They do not only take it, but they make sure that the development that those resources would have given you as a black person, you do not have access to it. They take it and they don't want you to have access to what they are taking, what they are stealing from you. That is what they do because they know that once you have access to the resources that you own, you become more powerful. So, what did they do? They set boundaries, they set lines, and they said, you can't go beyond this boundary. And you're wondering, those people, they are my people. I can go and meet them and talk with them. They say, no, you can't. This boundary sets you apart. You are different from them. And that is why you see tomorrow a lot of back and forth in the black community. You see, this guy is from the Caribbean says this one is dirty. That one says, oh, do you think everything revolves around you? And the immigrants say, oh, we know ourselves. They are different from us. We are these. We are better. You begin to see all sort of things because this is the strategy to divide and rule black people. But guess what? The melanated black people are blessed, are powerful. Powers are locked up on the inside of you, but you don't know. But they knew all of these things and they do not want you to realize, come to the knowledge of the truth that you are powerful, strong. And they said, let's make them see themselves as the enemy. Let's make them divided against themselves because this Hadith says a house that is divided against itself cannot stand. And that is the strategy. And this is what I've brought to enlighten every black person on the surface of the earth that you are the best thing that has happened to the world. You are a founder, a creator. You are the solution. Your land heals. Your word heals. You are a healer. That is what you have been made. Your skin color is a blessing. It's not a curse. And this is what they know that when you gather together, you emanate. What oozes out of you is healing. They know this, but you do not know the power that you carry. And that is why they make you feel like, oh, you shouldn't like yourself. Oh, your land is cursed. Oh, your skin is cursed. It is a lie. You are powerful as a black person. Let the fight end. Let the disunity end. Now there's a black awakening that is happening all over. Everybody's coming to understand. The black Americans are saying we know who we are. We've been around since. And the blacks in Africa are saying that, oh, we've got so much resources and power. Why is not showing forth? It is because there's an awakening. And a lot of people are saying, no, it is time for us to stand for ourselves, make decisions for ourselves. And who has been going around to steal all over the world? Ooh, you know, right? So, guys, at the comment section, talk to me. What has been your experience in the place of work, in your country, in your continent, where you are? What has been your experience? What has been happening to you? Just like those, everyone has spoken about what they've been going through. Let me hear your own views so that we can begin to know who the real enemies are. And once you know that, then you can begin to forge ahead in unity, in strength, in purpose. And of course, you get to your destination. There's a black emergence, power emergence, glory emergence. And of course, the blacks are rising. Thank you, guys. I await your responses at the comment section. Thank you for tuning in. Subscribe, like, and share if you haven't. And to all my old subscribers, thank you for being there. Thank you for everything. I appreciate all your comments, all your views and perceptions, and I'm here to say thank you, and thank you. Shalom.